Man started a Champions League final with Ronaldo, whipped in the cross for United's only goal and left Moscow champion of Europe. Sir Alex called him the best natural defender at the club, a right back who tackled like Vidić and read the game like Rio. Ask fans to name United's greatest defenders, his name rarely comes up. But Wes Brown, solid as they come, loyal to the badge, built for big nights, still he got written out the story. Maybe he didn't talk loud enough, maybe football doesn't respect quiet greatness. But this isn't just about respect. This is a story of a defender who helped save United, then lost everything. To understand how vital Wes Brown was to Manchester United's legacy, you have to go back to 1992. While the class of 92 were making headlines, the likes of Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, another 12-year-old walked into Carrington quietly. No hype, no spotlight, just raw talent and quiet confidence. Wes Brown wasn't a media darling, but the coaches knew. They saw it in the way he read the game, in how he tackled without fear, in how he kept showing up day after day, long after the cameras moved on. By the time he was 20, he had already won Manchester United's Young Player of the Year twice. Only Ryan Giggs had done that before him. And in 1999, as United chased the treble, it was Brown, young, unassuming, who stepped into the fire and delivered. Sir Alex Ferguson didn't just trust him, he believed in him, called him the best natural defender this club has had for years. And when it mattered most, Barcelona, Bayern, Arsenal, Fergie chose Wes. Not because he was flashy, but because he was dependable, fearless, and built for big moments. His rise wasn't smooth. Injuries nearly broke him again and again. A torn knee, a broken ankle, another ligament gone. Each time he came back, never sulking, never complaining. Wes Brown was the defender you never worried about. The one who didn't care for the headlines, only clean sheets. Now, here is something you might not know. Wes Brown wasn't just trusted in league games or cup runs. In the 2008 Champions League final, with the world watching and legends on the bench, it was Wes Brown who started. And it was his assist that led to Cristiano Ronaldo's goal. A defender assisting one of the most iconic goals in United's European history. Just let that sink in. So here's a question for you. Was Wes Brown one of the most underrated defenders of the Ferguson era? Drop your take in the comments, because this next chapter might change your mind. Wes Brown's entire career was a battle for recognition, but in the 2007-2008 season he finally had his moment. For once, he wasn't the backup. He wasn't the young talent with injured doubts. He was the mainstay. Sir Alex Ferguson trusted him implicitly. Over 50 appearances, the first choice right back in nearly every major match. In a team filled with global icons, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, Paul Scholes, Wes Brown was the quiet constant, solid, relentless, reliable. And in the biggest game of all, the Champions League final in Moscow, he delivered when it mattered most. Under the freezing Russian sky, it was his cross that found Cristiano Ronaldo's head, United's only goal in regular time. That moment wasn't luck. It was preparation, composure, and tactical precision executed perfectly. The result? A Premier League title, a Champions League trophy, a new 5-year contract, and what should have been a legacy-defining season. But here's the thing, even now, how often do fans talk about that cross? That season, that man? Because here lies the bittersweet truth. Sometimes, even when you live the dream, play the perfect season, lift the biggest trophies, people still forget your name. Not because you weren't good enough, but because your greatness didn't come with the fireworks. It came with quiet excellence. Brown never sought the spotlight, but maybe, just maybe, he deserved a little more of it. So here's a question for you. What happens when your biggest moment still isn't enough to make people remember you? If you gave everything, sacrificed, delivered, and stood tall in your finest hour, but were left out of the story, would that change how you see your success? Let me know in the comments, because someone out there might need reminding. Silence doesn't mean insignificance. Here's something you might not expect. Wes Brown, the man who once stood atop Europe with Manchester United, later found himself renting a house from Marcus Rashford. At the height of his career, Brown was earning £50,000 a week and lifting Champions League and Premier League trophies. But off the pitch, life would eventually take a much darker turn. Behind the medals and matchday cheers was a quiet struggle, one that most fans never saw coming. Brown was declared bankrupt in 2023. A costly divorce, failed property investments, and trying to keep up with higher earning teammates drained his wealth. Without the right financial guidance, the fall came fast. Yet, even in the face of public collapse, Brown's story didn't end in shame. He's spoken openly about his mistakes and the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. And thanks to the quiet loyalty of friends like Rooney, Carrick and Rashford, he's found a way to rebuild. Fact or fiction, myth or misstep, Wes Brown's post-football journey adds a new dimension to his legacy. He wasn't just a warrior on the pitch. He's living proof that heroes stumble and that resilience isn't just about football. It's about what comes after the final whistle. So, what can we take from Wes Brown's story? It's not just about medals or match stats. It's about loyalty, humility, and the quiet strength it takes to thrive in the shadows of giants. He didn't chase the spotlight. He earned the trust of Sir Alex Ferguson, delivered in the biggest games, and sacrificed personal glory for team success. And even when life after football hit harder than any opponent, Brown showed the same grit that made him a United legend. Wes Brown might not be the name fans chant from the rooftops, but his legacy is etched into the very foundation of Manchester United's golden era. And if stories like this speak to you, check out our video on Dennis Walker, the man who made history before most even knew his name. You won't believe how far back the story of breaking barriers at United really goes.